Hello, and welcome to our channel. My name is Joanne Parks,
And I'm Michael Parks.
and today we have two devices up, so we'll be looking at both of them. We have the phone up on Facebook, and we have the laptop on YouTube. So first of all, um, we did do our intro a couple of days ago,
Okay,
so we're gonna go live today and talk about our first few years together.
I'm over here messing with this phone. But what they at, babe? Where we at?
What do you mean, where we at?
We welcome to the channel, but that was it.
We are a walk in the parks.
Now let's take a walk in the parks.
Yes.
Yes. Now I was over here trying to get situated, get the phone situated. And what's up, Tony T? Cuz Terrence. Um, but yeah, so we wanted to start out. We're trying. We just want everybody to be patient with us as we continue to try to go forward in what we're doing. We're just trying to, in hopes to use our relationship, our struggles, our achievements, um, our hurdles, our hurt, as our pain, whatever we could do to try to encourage somebody um, along the way, or give insight on different subjects, and like we said before, we are looking for topics. We do have a bunch of topics that we need to start off on, and that's how we're going to build. We're going to build off of those topics. So thanks. Shouts out to Angela. We call her Angie Perry for her. But I think her name is Angela Winning Season on Facebook. And who else? Amanda, cousin Amanda. Did she give you one?
No.
I'm sorry. I don't want them. That's why you don't start out
Right now
with
it's
names.
Angela. Angela, she gave us a few topics to talk on, and
I thought
Jamila.
Oh, Jamila. Okay.
Jamila gave
Okay,
us
yeah.
some topics.
I'm sorry.
A topic to talk about, but today's topic is gonna go. We're gonna go on about us. First of all, if y'all can go back and look at the intro, y'all already know how we met and where we met it. Okay, so a lot of times we, as people, when we looking for a relationship, we're looking at the outer appearance of a person. So when I seen Michael, that's what I looked at. I was looking at what he looked like on the outside, um, and he really caught my eye. He really caught my eye because he was dark skinned, he short, he always had that hat brim broke down. So that's what caught my eye. Um, I always liked the. I was a I like a person that's not too much taller than me, and he's not that much taller than me. He's about like an inch taller than me. But that's what drew me to him, his outer appearance, and I didn't know as far as what type of person he was, as far as his attitude. I didn't even know if he had a job or not. That being 18 years old at the time, a job didn't matter to me. I didn't care how a person was getting money. That really didn't matter to me at the moment. So I was just looking at his outer appearance, and that's what I liked about him. So to let me see, to think about it. Let me see what I want to say.
Okay, well, can I?
Yes, you can. Go.
All right, so, and I think likewise, I hope everybody can hear us okay. We're trying not to talk as loud because we got the baby right behind the computer, right behind the computer. She's right there sleeping on the sofa. So, and a lot of time we wanted to set an actual time, but just like we told everybody on the first intro, that we have to actually right now we're having to work around her schedule. So we just put her down maybe about 10 minutes ago, and so it won't be long. And if we talk loud enough, she'll probably wake back up. But to I hope everybody can hear us okay. But to piggyback or just to add to what the wifey has said, um, that's the same thing I was doing. Like I said, I was looking at when I first saw her for I say really for the first time. Um, I was looking at her outer appearance, and like I said, she had on the Days of Dukes, and everybody know back then, back in the '90s, the Days of Dukes, that was a thing back in the '90s, and and so that's what caught my eye, and what I wasn't looking at her character, I wasn't looking at her inner beauty, I was only looking at and focused on her outer beauty. And I think so many times that's where a lot of us fall short at. We fall short because we when we don't take the time to really get to know a person, or try to learn that person, or learn exactly who that person is. And of course, one would say, well, you got to live with somebody in order to learn somebody, or one would say you got to actually be around that person enough. And I definitely agree, but definitely I'm just so what the point that we are trying to make. You got your thought yet?
Go ahead.
Okay, so the point that we are really trying to and the light that we are really trying to shed on that is, um try not to, because if we try to focus on if we focus on the character of a person and not their outer beauty, or how fine they are, or how big the butt, or how what they butt look like. Hey
Hey,
Tasha,
Tasha.
um, you know, it could down the road, it could say it to me, it could save you from a little bit of heartache and a little bit of pain if you take the time to really learn who somebody is. And the bigger part of that, we focus so much on outer appearance till we don't even focus on whether or not that person even got a relationship with the Lord. And knowing, especially the older you get, how vital that that is to a relationship, because God should be the head of a relationship. So if you go into a relationship without the head, then what are you asking for? Okay, I'm gonna pause right there,
Okay. So with me, looking for a relationship, and looking into, Michael, looking at Michael, and or Pooh, however y'all want to call him. A lot of people call him Pooh. A lot of them call him Michael or Mike, but I call him Michael sometimes. But anyway, but I like I said, I was looking at the outer appearance. Okay. So I didn't know what his heart was about, or if he had a girlfriend, or if he was in a relationship. I would None of that wasn't a factor to me. 18 years old, I don't care about that. I don't care about that. I don't care if you got a girlfriend. I don't care if you got a baby mama. I don't care about none of that. If I want you, I'm gonna get you. And that's what I did. So I went for what I wanted. Okay. So I start dating Mike in
98.
90, I know I'm saying 98,
I'm sorry.
um October 98,
Yeah.
to be exact. October 98. And we dated for a few weeks or whatnot, about 3 weeks, and then eventually Michael brought 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces of clothes, and he had to move in. Mike had to move in. So, and we was on Jackson Street, you know, the dirt south. We was on Jackson Street. He moved in with me, um, me and my mom actually.
Yeah.
Me and my mom, and so eventually after we stayed together for with my mom for a few months, then we eventually got us a little regular little 2 bedroom trailer. It wasn't that regular, but it ain't something that I would move in now. When I, you know, when you
Yeah,
know
you
better,
had to,
you do better.
Yeah, true.
You know. So but I was ready to move in with Michael. I was ready to be with him. So, you know, that's what we did. I had a little part-time job working at Hardee's, and Michael, he was working with Affordable Heating Air at the time. And I had, you know, we had 2 boys. Our 2 boys was with us, Montravius and Demetri. They was with us on the east side, moved in on the east side.
Deep on the east.
Yes, deep on the east, off Johnson Road.
Yeah.
But yeah, I hated it over there. But anyways, but so after staying with Michael, you know, we after us staying together for a few months, that's when I really, truly seen the real Michael. Michael had an attitude. He really had an attitude. There was times that I would cook. Now this, I used to do no cooking. Now I ain't know nothing about how to cook or whatnot, but I knew that they always said the way to a man's heart was through his stomach. So I'm trying to do my little thing. So I goes in there, I cook some spaghettis. I had more noodles than I had meat. So I was like, Miss Sophia, I'ma sit back and see what the wall look like. So Michael didn't want that food there. And I definitely seen what the wall looked like. That's how mean he was. He threw the plate to the wall. He didn't eat that food. He didn't eat that food. But guess who got it up? Michael did. He got that food up, and get what he ate? Nothing. Okay. So so that was part of Michael. So I figured out that part of Michael, that Michael had an attitude. So that was in the first year and a half. That, you know, it didn't take me long to realize that. It didn't take me long to realize that he had an attitude, and it was like, you know, whatever he say goes. That's how he was. You know, thank God for change, but that's how he was. And I dealt with that for a while, for a while. Um, but the attitude was one of the things that I had to deal with a lot with him. Um, it had been plenty nights of sitting up talking. I'm stubborn. I'm very stubborn, very very stubborn. So if I'm tired of listening to you talking, I'm a mute. I'm gonna be mute. I'm gonna be mute. I don't want to hear that no more, you know. But Mike is the type of person, he wanna talk. He gonna talk until he feel better, until he feel good. And he never liked to go to bed mad. So it have been plenty of nights we done stayed up 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning. Sometimes I just gave in, just give in. I just start agreeing. Yep. Sure did. Yep. Yep. Sure did. So that was
that right, Tasha.
so but yeah, that's what type of person he was, and I dealt with that for a long time, a long time. But each his own.
All right, so but I agree with Joanne. A lot of women, as far as she's, to me, Joanna will always be one in a million, because a lot of women wouldn't put up with what she put up in me or with me and still be here. So that's why that's why I'm the way that I am today about her and for her, because she's always been right there in my corner. One thing about it, I done took her through I've taken this girl through the mill and through the ringer from in our first. This is before our marriage. This is before marriage, but from for that's your question right
Okay,
there.
you go ahead.
So but putting my putting my hands on her to and like she said, from being mean, but she is stubborn, and sometimes that stubbornness it would just drive me crazy. And she was definitely one of the ones that would
Hey,
she would not admit her wrong. It took an act of God to admit that she was wrong. So with her being that way, it would cause me to go into, it just would make me, I be want to throw stuff, tear up stuff, or whatever the case may be. But that's how we and we're still talking about how you go into a relationship not knowing somebody. So you go into the relationship not knowing somebody, and then you start learning then you start shacking, and then you start seeing all of the flaws that this person. Hey, we got you, T.
We got
you.
I'm gonna answer your question, Tom.
So now don't get me wrong, T. Now it done been several times that Joanne done wanted to break out. It's been several times, and it's been several times that I have been put out. Several times. Several times.
Take your little Jane Brown self and get out.
Yeah, one time I got put out. I took the
shower.
I took the shower curtains. I just bought them shower curtains at Walmart. You put me out, give me my shower curtain too. And when I left off going, the shower curtain was hanging out the trunk and trunk.
And what I was doing in that door.
And she in the door laughing. And she,
I see you.
Yeah.
I see you.
Yeah.
But who went back and got him?
Yeah, so
me.
I got tired of taking my bag back to my mom's house. And what I would do, I get my
I
would get my shirts. I get my t-shirt. I wouldn't even buy. I just get my a t-shirt and just start stuffing all my clothes down in the t-shirt. And so I still got that question in the back of my head, T. So but I got, I got tired of packing my clothes, going back to my mama's house. And I think that was the last time I said, if you want me to come back, then you come and get these clothes. You come get these clothes and you bring these clothes back. Because I ain't taking them back no more.
And that's what I did.
And I think that was, if I'm not mistaken, that was the very last time that we well, I won't say very last time that we've been threatened to get put out, but that's the very last time that I actually left. But to answer that question, and I keep looking out. If I apologize for not looking at, trying to focus on both of these cameras.
Like I said, we got the laptop and we got
my phone,
the phone trying to go live on YouTube and Facebook
Live.
Okay, so to answer your question, Tony
said, so Tony, you said
he asked me and then
he
asked you also. Well, so what made me stay, Tony?
Yeah.
Tony Taylor asks, okay, so the question is, what made you stay and put up with it? What made me stay and put up with it was because, for one, us women, we fall real quick. We fall in love real quick. So within a year and a half, I was in love with Michael. He still was a great provider. He had a lot of potential to do great things. He was very he was a all around guy. He knew how to do a lot of stuff around the house or whatnot. And but the love, I love me some Michael. That's one of the things that made me stay. And also I really did feel like that I can help him change. I can help change his attitude. It took a while to help change his attitude, because I I had to get to a point where I can be a little bit more humble, because me growing up from the South Side, body. I thought I was bad, so couldn't nobody beat me. So with me growing up on the South Side and being the person that I was, I just stuck there. I stuck there with him because I felt like he could change, and he did change. It took years. He did change, but it took years. So like I said, that's one of the things. And another thing was, my son Kemetric, he Michael and Kemetric just click. They click. They really did just click. And he was a great father. He was a great father to Kemetric. So that was, he took me and Kemetric as a package. So that was one of the things that made us, that made me stay.
That's a good question right there.
You got to answer your
Yeah.
part with,
So with but like I said, y'all, we definitely want to keep praying for each other. Every name that I see come across this phone, every name that anybody that we praying for each other. This ain't like I said, this ain't for we're not doing this for likes. We're not doing this for money. It ain't got nothing to do with that. We just want to try to help each other. And let me tell y'all something about this to me, and everybody know it. This relationship thing is still a work in progress now. It's a work in progress. See, for well, I don't want to go too far from where we're at now, because we're gonna get that, but it's a daily work in progress. And but what made now our first, I'm gonna say we were together 5 years before we got married. Now them first 5 years were total hell, total hell. But we still stuck in there with each other, even though even going into the marriage, we knew we wanted to be married, but we still didn't know how to be married. We still were both. We still had some of our own ways. We hadn't became that one yet. We hadn't, even though we got married. That's why we had to renew the vows. That wasn't just why, but we still wasn't. We were one. We weren't one flesh. Um, we still had our own, in so many words. In so many words, I could say, not really our own agendas, but we were still Mike and Joanne instead of the pause. So, but what made me stay is because I knew that I really loved her too. And then I never, for me, I never wanted to be a quitter. Cause so I looked at that. So I said, I'm gonna fight for mine. It done been time that she have uh she have decided to leave, whether she went down her street to her sister's house or whatever the case may be. But and I would, my thing was, okay, we whatever we go through, we ought to be able to work it out. Whatever we go through. And Joanne was the type, she felt like that people didn't supposed to argue. And I used to have to tell her that all the time. Now you gonna go through. You're gonna disagree. You're gonna argue. Now the arguing shouldn't result and end up in a fist fight. My baby turned her head over there. It shouldn't. Well, I can't help it. I just pick up and keep on talking. But but so, but I decided to stay, and I'm because I knew I loved her, and and one thing about it, she brought out the potential in me. I wanted to make her happy, and whatever I had to do, if it was, and Tony T, you know my our history. You remember that ride on the road You know how you know what type of person. So if I had to do whatever I had to do to provide or to try to make something happen, then that's what I felt like I had to do at that time. So I hope I made a point.
Okay, Yolanda, how did you get to the point of being humble, Joanne? Um, how did I get to that point? It's been a long, it's still been a long journey of being humble. But first of all, I prayed for it. I prayed to God to actually make me a little bit more humble, because Michael is the type of person that he's not confrontational. He's not a person that like to argue. I Now he can talk now. Y'all can tell he can talk. He can talk. But I had to learn, if I humble myself a little bit more, it would be better for him. It will it will calm him down a little bit more. But I first had to pray for it, because I didn't know how to humble myself, because my mouth is real used to be real foul. I used to could talk back, and I don't care what is what, but excuse me. I don't care what was going on or whatnot. But that's how that was my first thing of praying about it, and just asking God to humble me, you know.
Okay,
Um,
that was up, T. Did you see what I don't want? We can go back and read what Chris. So
hmm
despite what he took you through, you still saw the good in it.
Right, Chris, I did.
But
He's a great guy. He's a great guy. From day one,
yeah,
he's
now
been good.
now Angel, I think you made it. It is a work in progress, and a lot of people we don't like to take the time to put in the work in progress, the work that we it should take. Let me tell y'all about this.
It is a full time.
Yeah, it's a full time. You work at it daily, and like I said, especially like since I don't want to go off into the marriage because we said the first few years, so I really don't want to try to stay on this side of the marriage, and then we'll come back on the other side of the marriage. But you definitely gotta. Um, I feel like being humble is and me knowing Yolanda, and she got because we got an independent coming from coming up kind of hard, make you be kind of independent. It make you like I got to look out for me, so it make you be that type of person to 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 where you feel like you got to always defend yourself, or you got to be ready to throw your knuckles if you got to, or whatever you had to do. I'm gonna do whatever I got to do to get you up on me now. So, and that's how we were. I feel like we were going into our relationship. You were stuck on you, even though we loved each other. We did. We had some good times. We done had some bad times. We done had some times that we don't care to even relive. And we thank God that He has brought us to the point to where we are. And just like I said the other day, and we're gonna try to wrap this thing up, we um we would definitely like I forgot what I was going to say, but we definitely want comments, or well, we don't really have to have a comment, but we definitely like the fact that of the questions or the any kind of topics. Now certain topics will cause me to have to definitely us to have to definitely go in prayer, and and before we I agree with Joe on that. We can disagree.
We definitely, Tony. You
Yeah,
can you're gonna agree to disagree a lot of times.
yeah, but that thing is hard though. It's still hard. But now you're right about the arguing. Cause now one thing about now we would definitely argue, um, and we would definitely argue.
You've definitely been there, Tony. Exactly. Tony, you know exactly.
So so we need to try and
That's right, Angel. All the storms you got to see storms that came about in my marriage because I'm enjoying the sunshine and peace that we have today. Hello, you better say that now, Angel.
But you got to be willing to
Work
you got
towards
to
it.
be willing to
Yeah.
go to go through the storm, because just like I said, from what I took Joanne through, the average woman wouldn't be here today. The average woman, So I appreciate that. I thank God that He aligned us together. Um, they say opposites attract, but certain things we are opposite on. Certain things, a lot of things we are, we don't, and we still disagree. We still disagree. We still have some of the same disagreements that we had way back, but it's just the way that we handle those disagreements now. Um, the way we handle those disagreements now that make us better.
I agree, kids. Yep. Fire headed. Yep.
Yep. Oh, what she said? Oh, she was still
Yeah,
fireheaded. Yeah.
the
So
head
and
of the
that's
house.
that's
Yeah.
that's how a lot of
Gotta
people
let him
be.
be the head. Gotta
And
let him.
and you gotta but I was wondering why I had the wrong perception of it though, of being the man. I felt like just because I was the man, and a lot of us men we feel this way. I'm the man of my house and what I say goes. When that's not absolutely, true. Not when you're on the road to becoming one, because if you're on the road to becoming one, then that puts you and her on the same plane, on the same level. So you can't be uh, ahead of her, or she can't be, because there's women that try to run households too, and she can't be ahead of you. Y'all got to be moving as a unit. So and once I got that perception out of my head, as far as I'm talking about, I used to, oh shit, take, and it was a word that I used with it that I can't use no more. But
and it better not
to
use.
let her know, no, not the B word,
I'm called Pastor.
not the B word, but it was another one of them words that you shouldn't say. And
Oh,
when I used to say that I was the boss, the
yeah.
man of my house, I had another way of saying it. But seriously though, we gotta but at the end of the day, and like I told y'all on the onset, I gotta have God in it somewhere. So I definitely want to say this, because see, a lot of time we go into these relationships. See, we go into the relationships. We don't take God into the relationship, because a lot of us, we don't know God. We don't not, and I ain't talking about nobody, because I don't know what your relationship is. I'm just talking about somebody. How about that? But and then especially when we are young, see what we speaking back when she was 18, 19, early 20s, and here I was in my middle 20s, and then coming up in my late 20s. And so around that time, like my grandma and granddad would always say, even though I love life, I've always loved life, but I didn't care. At the time, I didn't care if the sun didn't shine, So, but a lot of times we fail at taking God in the relationship first. And a lot of people would say, well, that's how we learn to struggle. And, but when you, like my wife said, when you learn better, you do better. So we got to learn to channel, because some people now, some of us out there on our second go rounds and our third go rounds, and some on here probably looking right now for a mate. So, and I ain't saying, I'm not saying go to the church. All I'm saying is you look for one that, you try to find God. And first you ask God to bring one to you, bring your mate, if that's what you're looking for. But the bottom line I'm trying to point, you got to have God in it. God in it. God has to be in it in some form or fashion, because without God, you can't, it ain't gonna do nothing but fail. Because God has to be
the head.
At the head. See, that levels to it. It levels to me, and it's levels to me. But in my youth, You know, I knew God and I knew who God. I've always known who God. My granddaddy made sure I knew that. And but
Tony, what you raising your hand for? You looking for love?
oh Lord. But so you got to have God in it in order to if you want to make it, you know. And I know people out there got different beliefs. This ain't the platform for that. You know, I know people believe different things. You know, I know people believe in different gods and 5%ers and the Torah and all that Muslims.
I don't know all that.
But you know, just like I said, and I'm gonna continue to say, you know, and as for me and my house, we will serve the Lord Jesus Christ. And that's and we've been on that level, you know, and like I said, we still hit bumps in the road. We still hit a little bump to where we look at each other, we size each other up, and then we just walk to the kitchen.
I sure seen her jump on too. She sure lives. Hey, China.
See now that might have meant something. That might, let me leave that because I don't know who else may be coming on, but that may have meant something. But I'm gonna tell y'all something though. We all in this thing together, man. From China. See, China, we got roots all the way back to Jackson Street. So I've been knowing her for a long time.
That's his sign, China. Oh no, that Chris. Chris ain't that's his sign.
That's right, Chris.
His sign mean he need to get up off him.
That's his sign. That's right. He the one raising the hand.
Okay, so we're gonna close. We're gonna close with that. We shall return. I like all the questions.
Yeah.
We
closing when it start getting good, but
yeah.
But we gotta
wrap it up. We don't want to be too boring, and we don't want to go too long. You know, some people may want to go back and look at the video, but we will return again. Michaela say, "Hey, Michaela."
I appreciate that, Chris. Hey, we enjoyed the comments too, brother. Hey, all I want to say, you know, hey, okay, we will, but we'll let y'all know. We try to post the time, but this young lady right here won't
we
let
try
us.
To go at 6.
Yeah, well, we wanted 6:30.
Yeah, 6:30. So I'm glad we started it right at 6 because y'all see she on sleep about 30 minutes.
See, at 6:40 she would have been up. So, but like I said, we love y'all.
Kizzy, you will get blocked. That's your king. You're gonna get blocked just for saying that.
What's up, E? Yeah, go back and check that video.
We love you too, Tony.
But we love all y'all, and let's continue to pray for one another. Mm-hmm. Continue to pray our strength, and as we continue, every name that I see come across that Facebook Live, and I got to start going on the YouTube because I haven't been doing that. But I'm gonna pray for I'm talking about when you pray for me, say my name, and I ain't worried about you putting in. You know how they say you can't let I saw a post the other day with my wife was on. You can't let everybody pray for you, but one thing about it, you can't put nothing on me that God don't want on me. So I ain't worried about. I've never been worried about that. But one love, and let's continue to lift one another up. And,
she is our blessing.
And yeah, she is. That's our first one together. That's a blessing. Out of all these years. Hey, wait
out of 21 years, wait till Mike get to be an old man.
Dog.
Wait, that God timing was the right time.
All right, yeah.
All right, we love y'all, and we shall return back.
And we'll see y'all again on
A Walk in the Park.
All right.